Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live.
Hi, everyone. Let me make sure you all can hear me. I don't know why I didn't have this set up in the first place. Let's see. First place. Let's see. Okay, seems to be working. Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year's. What are your plans for today and tomorrow, right? Because this is New Year's Eve. And so, I mean, back in the day, most people were drunk for New Year's Day, but we certainly don't want to be drunk anymore, waking up to a beautiful new year, incapacitated and drunk. So I think I want to ask this time, what are you doing New Year's Day in the light of day? How are you taking care of yourself? Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I personally am putting a coconut on the floor, a brown coconut on the floor. After I sweep the floor, after I mop the floor, then I'm gonna roll a brown coconut over my floor for good luck. I got it from a video, Yayo Botanical. I'm also, for the fun of it, but maybe because I believe too, I'm going to sit under a table, although I don't think you have to sit under a table, but why not? And probably videotape myself eating 12 grapes for love, to bring love in. I might eat 24 grapes because not only am I looking for the love of a good man to come to me, but I'm also looking for the love of my social media and my clients and abundance. So you actually might see me eating 24 grapes for two different reasons. Under the table that I'm planning on videotaping, just because I think it would be funny. I am cooking black eyed peas, but I do not cook black eyed peas with ham or turkey necks anymore. And so it's just the black eyed peas, and I make it with the smoke liquid or something like that. It tastes pretty good. It's funny how you think you need something for the taste, but you really, really don't. And I'm just not a fan of ham hocks anymore. In fact, I almost can't stand ham hocks. And over the years, I did switch to turkey necks. But I actually have allergies to turkey necks in dislocation. So I'm not killing myself going into New Year, eating what I think is celebratory food. So we're going to use black eyed peas without the whatever. I am cooking a fish, salmon, because fish is about the big C, and so some cultures eat fish to bring in the new year, or New Year's Day. Doesn't have to be to bring in the New Year's. And something green. You know, I really just want lettuce. You know, I might get some spinach. I actually do love cooked spinach. We make this thing over here called kalaloo, which is okra. I believe it has spinach in it, but green okra would be fine with me too. I might make spinach with okra. I love okra. I don't know. We put okra in gumbo where I come from, so I love me some okra. And it's going to be a very simple dinner. Probably the biggest headache to make sure it tastes right will be the black eyed peas without the meat. I'll let you know how it turns out. So we are at Happy New Year's Eve. And let me just say hi to Steven. Hi, Steven. Happy New Year's Eve. Hi, Lon. How are you? Good morning, my dear. Happy Sunday. Yes. Good morning, my dear, to you too. And happy Sunday. Angela. Angela says, hi, everyone. I am so excited to process a new year. I got my wish, which I'm not going to tell you, but I got a wish. And God is amazing. God is so amazing. And I got a wish that I didn't believe could happen. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I got it before the new year, as the 12/21 was ending. So I think the ending of this wish is very symbolic. Very symbolic. So again, I don't know God in terms of the future, right? With this situation. And I'm not going to check it. I'm not going to check the tarot cards because I think at this point I got the answer that I wanted. I've been checking the tarot cards all year on this situation, and I got the answer that I wanted. And it was so amazing. And I got it so backwards. I got it so unexpectedly. It was the craziest thing ever. How I got it. And it was nice. I'm honored that I feel like saying if God heard my prayer and gave me the answer that I wanted, I'm not afraid of 2024. I'm going to walk into 24 with God, with the full armor. I'm going to have Jesus going before me because that's my core belief, right? Jesus is my ascending master. I don't do any of my readings without Jesus in the room. He sends his angels and guides to me. And then my angels and guides and Jesus's angels and guides and your angels and guides all sit around and help me with your readings. Seriously, that's no joke. You guys wonder why I'm accurate. It's because I'm not alone. I don't do any of this by myself. Because I truly believe in the spiritual world and the spirits that I talk to. That's why your readings come out so accurate. Talking about readings, I am available today. Let me post. Wait, let me post that I am available today. Oh, here. So reach out to me, 213-458-7408. My afternoons are getting booked up already. But it doesn't surprise me. You know, I'm here to soothe your process into the new year. So it doesn't surprise me that I'm busy today. But I still have I have the morning and afternoon booked out, and then I still have early afternoon available. So contact me. And for those of you that live in international, contact me anyways. Don't shy away from getting readings with me because you live in, you know, Dubai. I calculate time very well. So I work around your work schedule, your days off. So let me do the reading and you sit back, and it doesn't matter where you are located. Let me see who else came on. Trace, your deep voice altar has returned. Yes. Yes, we like deep throat. No, I'm kidding. Um, I figured out that on one side, I put it on. It's a long story. It just depends on where I put the mic. And I figured that out last night. I can't tell the difference, but I know that you guys can. So I was wondering if Deep Throat was going to come back. And here she is. I like Deep Throat. All right. Good morning, Bree. Peace, love, and abundance. And Ida Bowman says, God is good and good all the time. Yeah, I'm probably going to share with you guys what happened. Not today. I think I'm going to get through the new year. I think I just want to get through the new year. And I just think I want to revel in the blessing of what was given to me. And I feel like I want to be by myself with that energy. I just want you to know it made my morning. I woke up happier than I've been happier in just the longest time. It just it shifted my energy. It made me happy. So Betty Dot says, "Good morning, Tracy. Trying cooking the peas in broth. Is that what you're doing, or you're telling me to cook peas in broth? I've never tried peas. Let me make sure I know. Oh, oh, oh! I got you. You mean the black eyed peas? Oh, cook them in broth. Oh, I could do that, but I don't buy broth. But I can certainly get some chicken and make my own chicken broth. That's a good idea, Betty. Oh, child. Now you got me going food shopping now. Glad to spend the morning with you. Angela says, already made my black eyed peas with smoked turkey wings. Nice. Maybe some whole cakes with it? I never heard of whole cakes. What's that, sweetie? All right. We are doing a good job finishing up this book. I didn't see where we left off at, so I really need to see that. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back and we will start the book. Whole cakes, old fashioned, kind of like pancakes, but made with cornmeal fry. Oh, I learned something today. Oh my God, Angela Williams, you're going to make whole cakes? Bless your soul, because baby, I love them. It's a country thing. I get it, Bree. It's a country thing. I never heard of whole cakes. Now I want some. Do you eat them with syrup the same way? I'm jealous. I'm jealous of a country thing. All right. I started out my morning with cola nut tea. I don't know why. I've always had it in my cabinet, and Spirit was like, cola nut tea. And I said, okay. And I mixed it with 2 bags of green tea. So I feel like I'm detoxing just from the cola nut tea and 2 bags of green tea. Then I let it brew a little with some lemon juice inside and sweeten to taste. I like whole cakes with molasses. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh Lord. Whew. You could tell I'm not Southern because that's a lot to me. Molasses is a lot. Oh, by the way, now that you remind me, Angela, it's really important to keep molasses in the house. Who likes molasses? Oh, I can't remember if it's Oshun or Yemaja that likes molasses. You can eat them however you like. I like mine hot with butter and thick molasses. Well, molasses seems to be the running theme, right? Oh, Bree. All right. Look at you, girl. Of course. House. Just went to look at my phone. Oh, I do have something to say. Well, maybe do I need to say it now? Please don't let me forget a really good ending that one of my group mates posted today. Please don't let me forget. It's beautiful. You know what? I feel like I should say it now. Why should I wait to the end? We always like I need a dramatic exit. I could say it in the beginning and the end. Now I gotta find it. So this is gonna make me cry because it was so poetic. This is from one of my group mates, someone that has a heart of gold, someone that is taking care of her family in a way I've never seen before. And I thought I was a good sister. Nope. When you find somebody better than you, you better tell them you are amazing. And so I'm saying that you are amazing. And here's what she said, posted in group meet. She goes, "Good day, Gems." That's our group name. And she goes, "As we exit, in parentheses, 2023, I pray for our health, prosperity, protection, gratitude, and happiness during 2024. As we begin a new journey, some people may exit to walk the paths they were destined to. Because if people always made an entrance and never leave, then we would not reach our destination." For all those who's contemplating, should I leave my job? Your destiny might be just that. Should I leave my relationship? Your destiny might be just that. Like, look to the future. As we're forced to look to the future in 2024, right? You and I have no choice but to walk into the future tomorrow the way it's designed for us. But what if you did this voluntarily? Maybe you're the one that needs to make the exit. Maybe exiting from overeating, drugs, alcohol. How would that change your life if you did that? Maybe exiting from protecting yourself and I'm never going to fall in love again. Maybe you could exit that mindset. Maybe you could exit from your fears. I don't know who has a fear of driving, who has a fear of having children because you think you're too old. All these doctors out here performing miracles on people. Maybe you're not too old. Maybe you have a fear of buying a house, but you know that's what you want. This was so beautiful. It was like, again, something I woke up to. So I had a wonderful surprise last night going to bed. And I wake up to this message. Man, is God trying to talk to all of us. Good day, Gems. And so I'm going to say, good day, Conversations with God people. As we exit, in parentheses, 2023, I pray for our health. Notice how unselfish she was being. Prosperity, protection, gratitude, and happiness during 2024. As we begin a new journey, some people may exit to walk the paths they were destined to. Because if people always made an entrance and never leave, then we would not reach our destination. Time to exit. Time to leave 2023. Time to begin and walk on purpose into a new year. Time to exit fear. Time to exit your attitude, whatever that could be. Just breathe. It's going to be okay. That's what I like. I like that I'm going to wake up tomorrow, God willing, because God knows. He might have me exit my body. You don't know. I don't know. But I'm not afraid. Time to exit 2023 and enter into 2024. And you don't need to do it with a bang, but enjoy if you've got a party to go to. You don't need to do it sad. You just need to do it, meaning exit 2023, because you make 2024. Yay! Let us begin. I'm going to start at 154. Maybe I don't need to start at 154. What do you mean? Yeah, I guess I'm going to start at 154, actually. At the top, where God says, there is no right or wrong in these matters. Sorry, guys. There is no right or wrong in these matters. But by your decisions, you paint a portrait of who you are. Indeed, by their decisions, your states and nations have already painted these pictures. By their decisions, your religions have created lasting, indelible impressions. By their decisions, your societies have produced their self portraits too. Are you pleased with these pictures? Are these the impressions you wish to make? Do these portraits represent who you are? Be careful with these questions. They may require you to think. Thinking is hard. Making value judgments is difficult. It places you at pure creation because there are so many times you'll have to say, I don't know. I just don't know. Yet still, you have to decide. And so you'll have to choose. You'll have to make an arbitrary choice. Such a choice, a decision coming from no previous personal knowledge, is called pure creation. And the individual is aware, deeply aware that in the making of such decisions is the self created. Most of you are not interested in such important work. Most of you would rather leave that to the others. And most of you are not self centered, but creatures of habit. Other created creatures. Then, when others have told you how you should feel and it runs directly counter to how you do feel, you experience a deep inner conflict. Something deep inside you tells you that what others have told you is not who you are. Now, where do you go with that? What do you do? The first place you go to is to your religious, the people who put you there in the first place. You go to your priests and your rabbis and your ministers and your teachers, and they tell you to stop listening to yourself. The worst of them will try to scare you away from it. Scare you away from what you intuitively know. They'll tell you about the devil, about Satan, about demons, evil spirits, the hell and damnation, every frightening damn thing they could think of to get you to see how you were intuitively knowing and feeling wrong. And how the only place you'll find any comfort is in their thought, their idea, their ideology, their definitions of right and wrong with their concept of who you are. The seduction here is that all you have to do is get instant approval. Is to agree. Agree you have an instant approval. Some will even sing and shout and dance and wave their arms and hallelujah, TD Jakes. That's hard to resist, such approval, such rejoicing that you have seen the light, that you've been saved. Approvals and demonstratives seldom accompany inner decisions. Celebrations rarely surround choices to follow personal truth. In fact, quite the contrary. Not only may others fail to celebrate, they may actually subject you to ridicule. What? You're thinking of yourself? You're deciding on your own? You're applying your own yardsticks, your own judgments, your own values? Who do you think you are? Anyways. And indeed, that is precisely the question you are answering. But the work must be done very much alone, very much without reward, without approval, perhaps without even any notice. And so you ask a good question. Why go on? Why even start off on such a path? What is to be gained from embarking on this journey? Where is the incentive? What is the reason? The reason is ridiculously simple. There is nothing else to do. So that reminds me, I don't know if you guys can hear me because I put the mic down. I hope you guys can hear me. I had a conversation this morning, which, so listen to me. I'm not supposed to be responding on social media. That was my commitment to God, and I failed. I failed. And every time I like responded to something on social media, I was like, well, God, this is okay. I can respond. It doesn't matter. I failed. I was not supposed to respond on social media until January 1st. And I have, from December 13th to January 1st, I wasn't supposed to respond on social media because I have a wicked tongue. It's actually a very funny tongue, but, in writing, sometimes it comes across very wicked, right? And so people take things that I say wrong. But sometimes I do say things wickedly on purpose. That's not the point. The point is I wasn't supposed to respond, and I failed. And I'm okay with failing. It's actually very funny. Because it's not the worst thing in the world that could happen to me, failing at not responding to social media. Now I'm not going to find it. But some little girl had a little conniption fit over my post with Jaguar Wright. Let me see if I can find it. So the little girl says, and I say little because I think the mentality is small. She could be 50 for all I care. But the little girl says, I think she goes on and on to make herself relevant. There may be some truth, but I'm not buying into all she says. She gives me ill vibes. At least come with some receipts. I'm not about to believe any of these folks with all this slander, but no receipts? For me, this is all just slander. And in her case, to also be relevant. This is about Jaguar Wright. And what I want to say about Jaguar Wright is that she did not start out to be relevant. If you notice her earlier videos, they asked her on. She didn't open up her own YouTube channel. They asked her on. And she started speaking, and the videos took off, right? So I responded to her, in a court of law, her memory will be everything. What she saw with her own eyes would be everything in a court of law. She's not saying I heard through the grapevine. She is saying I was there and I saw you. And then if I could have just stopped there, that would have been great. But no, my sarcastic tongue always takes over. I don't know why I have this type of sharp tongue. And I then added, get to know laws before you start a baseless argument. She was kind of like arguing with me. And then she says, hers is a baseless argument. Is she going to court for anything? Girl, yeah, they might pull her ass in. Maybe not today, which is not the argument. Notice how she brought up a whole nother argument, which is not the argument, right? Is she going to court for anything? She's just on social media yapping. But all right, I'm done. Spelling done wrong, DONTE. Because like you, and no, I'm done because I like you. I don't give a flying fuck if you like me. Please, everyone, please note, really, this is your gift from me for 2024. It's okay if you don't like me. Really. It's okay if I'm not your cup of tea. Really. She goes, because I like you. And I don't want to start getting upset. Oh, that's what you don't really want. Because now we are arguing over people we don't know. No, I'm not arguing over Jaguar Wright. I am stating and repeating her words. It was my post. I'm repeating her words. I'm not arguing with anybody. If anybody's arguing, it is you over her words. I did not argue. I posted something, I called it a day over someone we don't know. So I will respectfully, yeah, be respectful, disagree with hopping on the train, especially her train to slander folks. There is just something I'm not feeling too right about her. But yeah, Tyler Perry, Diddy, Kirk Franklin. I'm going to add the Waynons. I don't trust none of them. Not the girls, the men. I don't trust none of them. Maybe the girls too. She goes, but if you are okay with it, my God, woman, I posted something. Then so be it. I'll always hope many blessings for you. I don't always believe that. I always feel like people, especially black people, offer blessings, but I feel like they offer it as a slap in the face. Not really. But because you were smart enough to offer blessings, I'll take it. Anything else would go back to you. I'll offer blessings. I'll always hope many blessings for you and yours. So I will put out cause I think it is about to get too heated. All right, get out. So much love and respect to you. Infinite blessings. Oh, it ended nicely. I'm going, well, that ended nicely, huh? Happy New Year's. And many blessings to you and yours. Oh, that ended nicely. I like the way it ended. There you go. I say that to say because of the last passage that we just read, because it just tied in so perfectly. The seduction here is that all you have to do is get instant approval, is to agree. Agree and you have instant approval. Some will sing and shout and dance and wave their arms and hallelujah. Kirk Franklin. That's hard to resist such approval, such rejoicing that you have seen the light, that you've been saved. Approvals and demonstratives seldom accompany inner decisions. Celebrations rarely surround choices to follow personal truth. In fact, quite the contrary. Not only may others fail to celebrate, they may actually subject you to ridicule. What? You're thinking for yourself? You're deciding on your own? You're applying your own yardsticks, your own judgments, your own values? Who do you think you are, anyways? And that's why I brought up the social media comments. Because it's really wasn't about disagreeing. If you had a point of view, then you have a point of view. But if you have a point of view and I respond to your point of view, and I do understand that I did get snarky, like I get it. I was snarky when I said, well, if you don't understand the law, be careful with a baseless argument. And I understand that can make people angry, but I have that gift to make people angry. It's a gift. Just be careful what it is that you're following, right? Because when the whole TD Jakes for Christmas, that fallout went down, where he was in a beautiful red suit, lovely, lovely pants, just amazing shoes. I think I saw his shoes. And a tie that was crooked. Did anybody notice the crooked tie? That's symbolic of something. I don't know what it is, but that crooked tie really, really bothered me. Where's my Virgo? Because I did not like that crooked tie of his. I'll put up a picture. I'll find it so you could see the crook. I did not like that crooked tie. And so symbolically, crooked tie means crooked person. To me, symbolically. Like it was a sign from God that was like, here's how you're right Tracy, his tie is crooked. And I was like, damn, I knew it. You got to look at all the little things, tiny things that just doesn't make sense to other people. I said something the other day where I was like, I could tell someone's gay by their neck. And everybody was cracking up laughing. And I was like, no, really, I could see that how people are gay by their neck. And they're like, what? In any case, look at the little things. And the neck gives it away every time, down low, men. Every time. I don't care if you look like Mike Tyson. Your neck gives away your gayness. TD Jake's crooked tie told me he was crooked. And indeed, that is precisely the question you're answering. But the work must be done very much alone, very much without reward, without approval, perhaps without even any notice. So you ask a good question. Why go on? Why even start off on such a path? What is to be gained from embarking on such a journey? Where is the incentive? What is the reason? And God says the reason is ridiculously simple. There's nothing else to do. Boom. And Neil goes, what do you mean? I love that Neil doesn't get anything. And God goes, I mean, this is the only game in town. There is nothing else to do. In fact, there is nothing else you can do. You are going to be doing what you are doing for the rest of your life, just as you have been doing it since birth. The only question is whether you'll be doing it consciously or unconsciously. You see, you cannot disembark from your journey. You embark before you were born. Your birth is simply a sign that the journey has begun. So the question is not why start off on such a path. You've already started off. You did so with the first beat of your heart. The question is, do I wish to walk this path consciously or unconsciously with the awareness of lack of awareness as the cause of my experience or the effect of it? For most of your life, you've lived at the effect of your experiences. Now, you're invited to be the cause of them. That is what is known as conscious living. That is what is called walking in awareness. Where's my marker? Hold on, guys. That's good. I got to mark that down. Conscious living and walking in awareness. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going to use an orange marker, really conscious living. The question is, do I wish to walk this path consciously or unconsciously with awareness or lack of awareness as the cause of my experience or at the effect of it? Most of your life you've lived at the effect of your experiences. Now you're invited to be the cause of them. That is what is known as conscious living. I love that. I love that. That is what is called walking in awareness. And it just brings me back to the social media post, right? We're not having an argument, young lady. We're at a point of conscious decision making for ourselves. I am not here to tell Jaguar that she was wrong. I am not in Jaguar's shoes. I am here to consciously listen to Jaguar because she was there. And if somebody was there, why are we not listening? Why are we automatically believing she is slandering? Is that a thought of your own, or is that a thought from others? And all I'm saying is, she was there. I have ears. Once I hear what she has to say, then I decide for me. I do not follow the masses. And if I were on a jury, I decide what I have taken in, not to follow the 11 others. So that's why I said in a court of law, what she saw with her own eyes takes precedence over anything. Her eyes are her receipts, period. Hey, Rhonda, can you text me? Do you have my text number? How are you? Happy Sunday. If you have my text number, text me. Now, many of you have walked quite some distance, I've said. You have made no small progress. So you should not feel that after all these lives, you've only come to this. Some of you are highly evolved creatures, which my metaphysical people are highly evolved creatures with a very sure sense of self. And, I want to say something about my metaphysical people. You know what I've noticed? I've noticed the highly evolved metaphysical people love gossip, right? We love gossip. Can't help it. It's out there. So we're like, child, did you hear? Right? We're loners, right? Many of my metaphysical people are loud and vivacious, right? Because inside our heads, we're screaming a lot. We're like, don't you see that? And so the loud and vivaciousness comes out in other ways. We laugh loud. So funny, my metaphysical people. We are not prim and proper church ladies. We don't have a prayer cloth over our knees. We almost feel uncomfortable in church, like we think we might burn up if we even walk past one. Some of us like cemeteries, and like, I don't know why, but I pass the cemetery, I give the sign of the cross, and I'm feeling good. Okay, it's not funny, but it really is what we go through. And those of you that have been part of the Purple Brick Road, right? Because remember, I do not own the Purple Brick Road. I'm not on the Yellow Brick Road with TD Jakes. I'm on the Purple Brick Road, where we don't do what pity does. As a matter of fact, most of us are trying to survive our childhood experiences, right? But I noticed that some of you are uber dedicated to every video. It doesn't matter if I post a very fun and salacious gossip video, which, by the way, I really do love doing them. Or if I post a surrender novena, or if I post conversations with God, or if I post, who's next? Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, who's next? Because you know that the way these videos are coming across is to clear the air. So I'm clearing the air of lies and celebrity videos, right? Psychic detectives, like the psychic truth. There's the truth, there's the lie, and then there's the psychic truth. And the psychic truth always comes out as true, validated. And so I just want to give you guys who have been dedicated to listening to anything that I pull out, anything. I give yourselves credit because it tells me that you're always trying to get there. Where is there? Down the purple brick road. You're always trying to get a little further. You're always trying to get a little more conscious. You're always trying to get like, am I the crazy one? Am I the only one that sees this shit? I must be the crazy one because... But in the purple brick road, you'd be like, yeah, girl, you saw that. You saw it too? And it's not a question. It's not a fight. It's not an argument. It's like, girl, I noticed that. And I was like, what is that? And so I like that about you guys. I'm going to go back to dashikis and bonnets, sweetie. I'm going to go back. I had a misstep with the dashikis and bonnets. And the misstep was I had started working at a hotel. And the person I was working for was a local. And I felt like I needed to impress the locals. So I was afraid that the dashikis and bonnets would go against a grain. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And I stopped the dashikis and bonnets, and I stopped the exercising in my pajamas, which I fucking love that part. I love exercising my cute little pajamas. No one it asked me to stop, by the way. I decided all of this on my own. And I stopped figuring out how I can be on OnlyFans. That was dumb too, because I got to figure out my space in OnlyFans. In any case, I'm going to go back to it. So have no fear, right? That 2024 is getting back to who are you? And I have to claim who I am. All right, sweetie? So expect it, but I'm not going to do anything until Mercury retrograde ends tomorrow. Who got through Mercury retrograde? And then next Monday. Wait, did I say next Monday? Let me make sure. Hold on. The date. Date. Who is this, by the way? I'll tell you right now. Oh, yes, next Monday is the 8th. So next Monday is when I'll go, next Monday is when I'll go back to doing dashikis and bonnets. I just want a 100% clearing off of Mercury retrograde. All right. So there you have it. We will be back. All right. So many of you have walked quite some distance. As I've said, you have made no small progress. So you should not feel that after all these lives, you've only come to this. Some of you are highly evolved creatures with a very sure sense of self. You know who you are. You know what you'd like to become. Furthermore, you even know the way to get from here to there. That's a great sign. That's a great indication. And Neil goes, of what? Of the fact that you now have very few lives left. Oh, shit. Is that good? It is now for you. And that is so because you say it so. Not long ago, all you wanted to do was stay here. Now, all you want to do is leave. Do you ever feel like people say that? Do you say that? Like, there was a time when, of course, when I was young, when I used to say, I never want to die. I never want to die. But I was young, right? And now that I'm mature, right? Like, I never want to die isn't a sentence that comes out of my mouth anymore. Like, I trust God in the living and I trust God in the death. Does that make sense? It is for now for you, and that is because you say it so. Not long ago, all you wanted to do was stay here. Now, all you want to do is leave. That's a very good sign. Not long ago, you killed things, bugs, plants, trees, animals, people. Now you cannot kill a thing without knowing exactly what you're doing and why. That's a good sign. All right, I'll give you a good example of bugs, right? So I didn't know I dropped a French fry on the floor and I went to go eat. And when I got up, the ants had covered the French fries. And normally, I would get bug spray and kill the ants. And instead, I said to the ants, this is going to be your last fucking meal. I'm going to leave the French fry on the floor. I'm not going to pick it up because this is going to be your last meal, meaning I was going to stomp on them or get a spray, right? And I walked away. And when I walked away, I actually forgot about the damn French fry. And when I came back, the French fry was covered in blackness. More ants came. I'm like, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. So I said to the ant colony again, I was like, if I stomp my foot, you all would go. But I'm going to let you all have your last fucking meal. This is how I'm yelling at the ants. I still forgot about the French fry. And I got ready to go to bed, and there was less around the French fries. And I was like, oh, so I didn't have to kill you all. I hope you all ate well. I hope you're happy. I hope you're fulfilled. Let me tell you something. When I picked up that French fry, the French fry had holes in it. They chomped down on that French fry. By the way, does anybody know where ants come from? I'm dead serious. You could have the cleanest house in America. You could have bleach on your floors. Drop something, ants come out the woodwork. I don't even see them show up. It's not like there's a line of ants like droop to droop. Let's go to the French fry that Tracy dropped. They're just there. I walked away, walked back, and they were boom there. Talk about magical. Jesus Christ. In any case, I say that to say it was so easy to get my spray to spray their asses. And I chose not to. And maybe I chose not to. And in that is how I got a blessing yesterday. You never know with God. Oh, look at her. She's growing. She didn't kill all my ants, right? And God could have been like, I'm going to send her something. Send her that video. And I'm like, oh, look at me. I don't kill ants and I get a blessing. Look at you, God. Thank you. I'm just saying. All right. Now that you know it was a video. some of you are highly evolved creatures and a very sense of self. You know who you are and you know what you'd like to become. Furthermore, you even know the way to get from here to there. That's a great sign. That's a sure indication of what? Of the fact that you now have very few lives left. Is that good? It is now for you. And that is so because you say it's so. Not long ago, all you wanted to do was stay here. Now all you want to do is leave. That's a good sign. Not long ago, you killed things, bugs, plants, trees, animals, people. Now you cannot kill a thing without knowing exactly what you're doing and why. That's a good sign. Not long ago, you lived life as though it had no purpose. Now you know it has no purpose. What? Save the one you give it. That's a good sign. I don't understand that. Not long ago, you begged the universe to bring you truth. Now you tell the universe your truth. And that's a very good sign. Not long ago, you sought to be rich and famous. Now you seek to be simple and wonderfully yourself. And not so long ago, you feared me. Now you love me enough to call me your equal. All of these are very good signs. Do you all see God as your equal? Have you ever thought of God as your equal? How could God not be your equal when God says, I live in you? So if God lives in you, why are you not his equal? If you notice, even in his book, God is not trying to be better than you, ever. So if God is in you, if you are the I am, and the I am is God, then you are God, the very likeness of God. And by the way, just so we are not mistaken, that includes all people of all nationalities, indigenous, who actually are closer to God than any of us, and all the LGBTQA plus community. Even God is gay or LGBTQA plus. Well, gosh, Neil says, you make me feel good. And God says you should feel good. Anybody who uses gosh in a sentence can't be all bad. I love God's sense of humor. You really do have a sense of humor, says Neil, don't you? And he goes, I invented humor. Yes, you've made that point before. Okay, so the reason for going on is that there's nothing else to do. That is what's happening here precisely. Then may I ask you, does it at least get any easier? And God goes, oh, my darling friend, it is so much easier for you now than it was 3 lifetimes ago. I can't even tell you. Yes, 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 it does get easier. The more you remember, the more you're able to experience, the more you know, so to speak, and the more you know, the more you remember. It's a circle. So yes, it gets easier, it gets better, it becomes even more joyful. Which is why all of you that are having little pandemic kids and galactic kids who are probably 11 and under, 11 to 3, and then we have all of these outrageously born pandemic kids. These children are not coming down for y'all's bullshit. They are not. They're singing a song at 6 months old. They're potty training earlier. They're telling you where you could take your crap and shove it. Parents think it's cute, but seriously, these kids are serious. They're coming to correct the world. They're coming to correct the world. And maybe that's why Palestine is, Israel is killing all those Palestine kids. because they're being born in a pandemic, enlightened space, the galactic kids. And Israel knows the next generation of these kids would never put up with this shit. Ever. All right. But remember, none of it has been exactly a drudge. I mean, you loved it all, every last minute. Oh, it's delicious. This thing you called life, it's scrumptiously experiencing. No? Well, yes, I suppose. You suppose? How much more scrumptious could I have made it? Are you not being allowed to experience everything? The tears, the joy, the pain, the gladness, the exaltations, the massive depression, the win, the loss, the joy. What more is there? A little less pain, says Neil. Less pain without more wisdom defeats your purpose, does not allow you to experience infinite joy, which is what I am. Be patient. You are gaining wisdom, and your joys are now increasing, available to you without pain. That too is a very good sign. You are learning, remembering how to love without pain, to let go without pain, to create without pain, to even cry without the pain. Yes, you're even able to have your pain without pain, if you know what I mean. And Neil goes, I think I do. I'm enjoying even my own life dramas more. I can't stand back and see them for what they are, even laugh. Exactly. You don't call that growth? And Neil goes, I suppose I do. And so then keep on growing, my son. Keep on becoming. Keep on deciding what you want to become in your next highest version of yourself. Keep on working toward that. Keep on. Keep on. This is God work we're up to, you and I. So keep on. Has anybody experienced less and less pain? Like things don't hurt as much, but sometimes we equate it to being hardened. But what if it's not you hardening? What if it's wisdom? What if you're getting to a better place without all that pain because the pain doesn't matter anymore? Pain is not what you're living for. You're no longer complaining because people don't talk to you or people don't talk to me. And it's like, I'm okay with that because when I did talk to them, I didn't like them. Or have you ever not talked to somebody and you go back to talking with them and you're like, my God, I don't like them. Right? And then you're like, okay, so I thought I needed this person, but I actually don't. I'm so happy being without, because being without doesn't give me anxiety or stress or struggle in the conversations that we have. You ever have that where you're talking and you're struggling and it's like, I gotta stop this? Or somebody from the past that you thought like, oh my God, they haven't talked to me in a year. I don't know what the problem is. And then when you go to talk with them, you realize you've changed. That the separation, whoever created the separation, was for your greater good. Have you ever had that? Let me read that over again. God goes, what more is there? Neil goes, a little less pain, perhaps. Less pain, says God, without more wisdom defeats your purpose, does not allow you to experience infinite joy, which is what I am. Be patient. You're gaining wisdom and your joys are now increasing, available without pain. That too is a very good sign. You are learning, remembering how to love without pain, to let go without pain, to create without pain, to even cry without pain. Yes, you're even able to have your pain without pain, if you know what I mean. And Neil goes, I think I do. I'm enjoying my own life dramas more. I can stand back and see them for what they are and even laugh. And God goes, exactly. And you don't call that growth? And so last night, I looked at a particular video and I saw love. I saw love. And I said, oh my God. And I was so happy to see love. I was so happy. It made me so happy. It didn't make me angry. It didn't give me anxiety. It didn't make me say, oh, I wish I was there. I got exactly what I needed in my space, the space that I am in, emotionally, conscientiously, physically. And love showed up. But it was love of God that showed up. And it was so weird and so glorious and so kind of God. And just maybe it was kind of them too. Just maybe. Chapter 10. I love you. You know that? I know you do. And I love you. Chapter 11. Chapter 10. I love you. You know that? I know you do. And I love you. Would that be a nice way to bring in the new year before you go to bed tonight? Telling God 3 little words. I love you. I'd like to get back to my list of questions. This is chapter 11. There's so much detail I want to go into on every one of these. We could do a whole book on relationships alone, and I know that, but then I'd never get to my other questions. And God says there'll be other times, other places, even other books. I'm with you. Let's move on. We'll come back to it here if we have to, if we have time. Okay, says Neil. My next question then. Why can't I ever seem to attract enough money in my life? Am I destined to be forever scrimping and scraping? What is blocking me from realizing my full potential regarding money? All right, everyone, listen up. I never read this book, so I think this is a really good question. The condition is manifested not just by you, but by a great many people. Everyone tells me it's a problem of self-worth, a lack of self-worth. I've had a dozen New Age teachers tell me that lack of anything is always traceable to lack of self-worth. That is a convenient simplification, says God. In this case, your teachers are wrong. You do not suffer from a lack of self-worth. Indeed, your greatest challenge all your life has been to control your ego. Some have said it's been a case of too much self-worth. Well, here I am, embarrassed and chagrined again, but you are right. You keep saying you're embarrassed and chagrined every time I simply tell the truth about you. Embarrassment is the response of a person who still has an ego. Invest it in how others see them. Invite yourself to move past that. Try a new response. Try laughter. And Neil goes, okay. Self-worth is not your problem. You are blessed with an abundance of it. Some people are. You all think very highly of yourself, as rightly you should. Self-worth for the great mass of the people is not the problem. Neil says, what is? The problem is lacking of understanding of the principles of abundance together, usually with a massive misjudgment about what is good and what is evil. Let me give you an example. You carry a thought around that money is bad. You also carry a thought around God is good. Bless you. Therefore, in your thought system, God and money do not mix. Well, in a sense, I guess that's right, says Neil. This is how I think. This makes things very interesting because this then makes it difficult for you to take money for any good thing. I mean, if a thing is judged very good by you, you value it less in terms of money. So the better something is worthwhile, the less money it's worth. You're not alone in this. Your whole society believes this. Your teachers make a pittance, and your strip teasers a fortune. Your leaders make so little compared to sports figures that they feel they have to steal to make up the difference. Your priests and your rabbis live on bread and water while you throw coins at entertainers. Think about it. Everything in which you place a high intrinsic value, you insist must come cheaply, which a lot of people feel that way about psychics. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay. The lonely research scientist seeking a cure for AIDS goes begging for money, while the woman who writes a book on 100 new ways to have sex and creates tapes and weekend seminars to go with it makes a fortune. TD Jakes, woman thou art loose. This having it all backwards is a propensity with you, and it stems from wrong thoughts. The wrong thought is your idea about money. You love it, and yet you say it is the root of evil. You adore it, and yet you call it filthy lucre. You say that a person is filthy rich, and if a person does become wealthy doing good things, you immediately become suspect. You make that wrong. So a doctor had better not make too much money, or had better learn to be discreet about it. And a minister, whoa, she really better not make lots of money, assuming you'll even let a she be a minister, or there's surely be trouble. You see in your mind, a person who chooses the highest calling should get the lowest pay. Yes, right. You should think about that, says God, because it's such wrong thought. I thought there was no such thing as wrong or right. There isn't. There is only what serves you and what does not. The term right or wrong are relative terms. I use them the way when I use them at all. In this case, relative to what serves you. Relative to what you say you want. Your money thoughts are wrong thoughts. Remember, thoughts are creative. So if you think money is bad, you think yourself good. Well, you can see the conflict. Now, you in particular, my son, act out of this race consciousness in a big way. For most people, the conflict is not nearly so enormous as for you. Most people do what they hate for a living, so they don't mind taking money for it. bad for the bad, so to speak. But you love what you do with the days and times of your life. You adore the activity with which you cram them. For you, therefore, to receive large amounts of money for what you do would be in your thought system taking bad for the good, and that is acceptable to you. You rather starve than take filthy lucre for pure service, as if somehow the service loses its purity if you take money for it. So here we have this real ambulance about money. Parts of you reject and parts of you resent not having it. Now, the universe doesn't know what to do about that because the universe has received two different thoughts from you. So your life with regard to money is going to be in fits and starts because you keep going in fits and starts about money. You don't have a clear focus. You're not really sure what's true for you. And the universe is just one big Xerox machine. It simply produces multiple copies of your thought. Oh my goodness. Write that down. Oh, here's my highlight. God damn it. I must have dropped it. Hold on. Yeah, I did drop it. Oh, that's interesting. You don't have a clear focus. You're not really sure what's true for you. And the universe is just a big Xerox machine. It simply produces multiple copies of your thoughts. Now, there's only one way to change all of that, and you have to change your thought about it. How can I change the way I think, says Neil? The way I think about something is the way I think about something. My thoughts, my attitudes, my ideas were not created in a minute. I have to guess they are the results of years of experience, a lifetime of encounters. You're right about the way I think about money, but how do I change that? That could be the most interesting part in this book. The usual method of creation for most human beings is a three-step process involving thought, word, and deed or action. First comes the thought, the formative idea, the initial concept. Then comes the word. Most thoughts ultimately form themselves into words, which are often then written or spoken. This gives added energy to the thought, pushing it out in the world. Where can it be noticed by others? Finally, in some cases, words are put into action, and you have what you call a result, a physical world manifestation of what all started with the thought. Everything around you in your man made world came into being in this way, or some variation of it. All three creatures centered were used. But now comes the question: how do you change a sponsoring thought? Yes, that is a good question, a very important one. For if humans do not change some of their sponsoring thoughts, humankind could doom itself into extinction. The most rapid way to change a root thought or sponsoring idea is to reverse the thought word deed process. Before we get more into the book, I noticed, guys, hold on a second. I noticed talking about a thought, then putting it on paper, or it doesn't have to be paper, and then action, right? And now I kind of get why my wish came true. I'm just realizing it right now in the moment as I'm talking to you. So when I do my surrender novenas, right? In the surrender novena, I tell everyone, what are you surrendering? And I think yesterday was the first time I didn't announce what I was surrendering. Because I was making it consistent. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I think I didn't. Right? And then I say to you all, write it in the comments. I'm not telling you all what to do. I'm not telling you all to do. I am saying write it in the comments, because what you think is one thing, what you write magnifies. So, what are you surrendering? What are you surrendering? What are you surrendering? People are absolutely listening to the surrender novena, and nobody writes anything down. We don't want this to be a secret. We want you to think, not we, like me and God want you to think about what you're surrendering and then acknowledge it further by writing it down. And then the action comes. The action is given. So if humans do not change their sponsoring thought, humankind could doom itself to extinction. The most rapid way to change a root thought or sponsoring idea is to reverse the thought, word, deed process. Explain that, says Neil. Do the deed that you want to have the new thought about. Then say the words you want to have your new thought about. Do this often enough and you will train the mind to think a new way. Train the mind. Isn't that like mind control, says Neil? Isn't that just mental manipulation? Do you have any idea how your mind came up with the thought it now has? Do you not know that your world has been manipulated, your mind to think as you do? Wouldn't it be better for you to manipulate your mind than for the world to? Would you not be better off to think the thoughts you want to think than those of others? Are you not better armed with creative thought than with reactive thoughts? Yet your mind is filled with reactive thought that springs from the experience of others. Very few of your thoughts spring from self proposed data, much less self proposed preferences. Your own thoughts, your own root thought about money is a prime example. Your thought about money is that it's bad, runs directly counterpart to your experience. It's great to have money. So you have to run around and lie to yourself about your experience in order to justify your root thought. Root thought meaning money is bad. You have to justify it. You're so rooted in its thought, it never occurs to you that your idea about money may be inaccurate. So now what we are up to is coming up with some self-produced data, and that is how we change a root thought and cause it to be your root thought, not another's. You have one more root thought about money by way which I've yet to mention. Neil says, what's that? That there's not enough. In fact, you have this root thought about just about everything. There's not enough money. There's not enough time. Oh, it's raining. There's not enough love. There's not enough food, water, compassion in the world. Whatever there is, that's good. There's just not enough. The race consciousness of not enoughness creates and recreates the world as we see it. Okay, so I have two root thoughts, sponsoring thoughts to change about money, or at least two, probably maybe more. Let's see. Money is bad. Money is scarce. Money may not be received for doing God's work, but that's a big one with you. Money is never given freely. Money doesn't grow on trees when in fact it does. Money corrupts. I see, says Neil. I've got a lot of work to do. Oh, yeah, you do. If you're not happy with your present situation, on the other hand, it's important to understand that you're unhappy with your present money situation because you're unhappy with your present money situation. All right, that was confusing. Sometimes you're hard to follow. Sometimes you're hard to lead, says God. So listen. You're the God here. Why don't you make it easy to understand? I have made it easy to understand. Then why don't you just cause me to understand if that's what you truly want? I truly want, says God, what you truly want. Nothing different, nothing more. Don't you see that is my greatest gift to you? If I wanted for you something other than what you want for you, and then went so far as to cause you to have it, where is your free choice? How can you be creative being if I am dictating what you shall be, what you shall do and have? My joy is your freedom, not your compliance. All right. What do you mean? I'm unhappy with my money situation because I'm unhappy with my money situation. You are what you think you are. It's a vicious cycle when the thought is a negative one. You've got to find a way to break out of this circle. So I think I understand this, although, to be honest with you, for the first time, I can agree with Neil, but I think I get it. It's kind of like going to work and saying, I hate my job. But you go to work to make money when you really just might be depressed over something else and you put it on your job. But the more you say to yourself, I hate my job, the more you believe it. And you start to wake up begrudging job. Like, oh my God, I gotta go to work today. Why, Lord, why do you do this to me? I gotta go to work. And you might even add, I hate my job, God. And you might even say, take me from this job. Take me from. And then God goes, oh my God, she's so miserable. And your angels and your guides, like they might be intercepting for God. And they'd be like, look, Shaniqua is miserable, God. And it's real. It's real pain. And God goes, oh, it's that real? All right. Let there be massive layoffs and let her be on the list. Let her go to work tomorrow and have her job tell her she doesn't have to come back here anymore. Because all we want to do is make her happy. You know the old saying, right? Be careful what you wish for. But sometimes we wish for things in ways we don't mean to wish. One day I said to God, I was doing my psychic work, and I said to God, which I don't mean as God, this is an example. I'm not repeating the words that are coming out of my mouth. But one day I said to God, give it to me. Give it all to me. I'm ready and I can handle this. Oh my God, that was the worst thing I could have said. God gave me so much to handle. I was screaming, make it stop. Make it stop. I was screaming. It was so bad. Because I said to God, I'm just like you. Give it to me. I can handle it. Oh my God, what was I thinking? And so I had to remember what I couldn't remember, right? Because I was going through so much that I didn't remember I had called this energy in. So one day I was sitting quietly and the thought came to me and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I asked for all of this. And so then I said, stop. I made a mistake, God. This is a lot. Please restore my peace. Please help me to get there slow and consistent. I didn't mean to say, give it all to me. Your work is hard. I respect you. I love you. And I see now what you do. Please slow it down. I don't want all of this. No sooner did I say those words, it was like magic. Boom, everything slowed down. And I was of gratitude. I was so of gratitude. And it slowed down ever since. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Right? You are what you think. It's a vicious cycle when your thoughts is a negative one. You've got to find a way to break out of the circle. So much of your present experience is based on your previous thought. Thoughts lead to experience, which leads to thought, which leads to experience. This can produce constant joy with the sponsoring thought. When the sponsoring thought is joyous, it can and does produce continual hell when the sponsoring thought is hellacious. The trick is to change sponsoring thought. So, how do we go into the new year? How do we take our sponsoring thought into the new year? And you don't have to wait till tonight, right? Today, how do we change our sponsoring thought about how we feel about money, how we feel about family, how we feel about ourselves? I can go back to school. I think I'll do that. What's your sponsoring thoughts? I can be loving without people knowing, some people thinking I'm not loving. I can be loving anyways. What's your sponsoring thought that needs changing? What do we say on TikTok? Money comes to me easily. Money finds me easily. Money is my friend. I have money in my bank accounts, money in my wallet, money in my purse, money in my shoes. I got money up my ass. I got money in my coochie. I got money. I got money. I got money. I got money. Money find me easily. Because I believe if I want to put money in my coochie, I can. Because I said I can. I don't have a bad thought about money. Huh. Love finds me easily. Love loves me. Love of public. Love of a man. I can tell you right now, I've never had a healthy thought on love when it comes to a man. Nope, never. Maybe at one time I did. But once people show me their version of love, then I got discouraged. I didn't stop being a loving person. I stopped believing that that is something I can easily have. And so now when the wrong person comes to me that speaks words that doesn't resonate well with my soul, like, you know, when somebody, you're out on a date and somebody tells a story and you think, wow, that's such an unkind story he's telling me. But he doesn't know it because he finds it funny. And I'm like, no, that's not funny to me. Instead of correcting him, I just say to myself, oh, this is not the loving type of person I'm going to have in my life. So I'm good. I'm good. I can't have sex with this person. It's not going to happen. A penis cannot enter gracious tunnels. If you do not have a healthy mind, it's not working for me. But I may have gotten confused when I see that as I need loving men coming to me. So I may have wanted love, but I may have also blocked the same love that I said I wanted. You know? Capiche? The trick is to change sponsoring thought. I was about to illustrate how to do that. And Neil goes, go. And God goes, thank you. For the first thing to do is reverse the thought, word, deed paradigm. Do you remember the old adage, think before you act? Neil goes, yes. Well, forget it. If you want to change a root thought, you have to act before you think. Oh, shit. That's changing things. Lakita, we're doing conversations with God, and we are staying focused on conversations with God. Stay focused. Listen to the reading without allowing your ego to decide something I need to do. Stay focused. Back to conversations with God. Thank you. The first thing to do is reverse the thought word paradigm. Do you remember the old adage, think before you act? Yes. Well, forget it. If you want to change a root thought, you have to act before you think. Example, you're walking down the street and come across an old lady begging for quarters, and you realize she's a bag lady and is living day to day. You instantly know that as little money as you have, you surely have enough to share with her. Your first impulse is to give her some change. There's even a part of you that's ready to reach into your pocket for a little folding money, a one or even a five. What the heck? Make it a grand moment for her. Light her up. Then thought comes in. What? Are you crazy? We've only got $7 to get us through the day, and you want to give her five? So you start fumbling around for that one. Thought again. Hey, come on. You don't have that many of those that you can just give them away. Give her some coins, for heaven's sake, and let's get out of here. I know, right, Sky? That's new, right? Act before you think. Quickly, you reach into the other pocket to try to come up with some quarters. Your fingers feel only nickels and dimes. You're embarrassed. Here you are, fully clothed, fully fed, and you're going to nickel and dime this poor woman who has nothing. You try in vain to find a quarter or two. Oh, there's one deep in a fold of your pocket, but now you've walked past her, smiling wanly, and it's too late to go back. She's got nothing. You get nothing either. Instead of the joy of knowing your abundance and sharing, you now feel as poor as the woman. Why didn't you just give her the paper money? It was your first impulse, but your thought got in the way. Next time, decide to act before you think. Give the money. Go ahead. You've got it. And there's more where that came from. That's the only thought which separates you from the bag lady. You're clear there's more where that came from, and she doesn't know that. When you want to change a root thought, act in accordance with the new idea you have. You must act quickly, or your mind will kill the idea before you know it. I mean that literally. The idea, the new truth, will be dead before you've had a chance to know it. So act quickly when the opportunity arises. And if you do this often enough, your mind will soon get the idea. It will be your new thought. Okay, example, it is pouring rain today. Oh my God, I love rain. So cleansing. Oh my God. It's pouring, child. I was going to go out today, but you know what I decided? I know this is going to sound crazy. If I don't get to make my New Year's dinner on New Year's Eve, I'm going to make it on New Year's Day. The objective is to have New Year's food celebrating, but we always make it from the year before. So I'm going to try something new. Talk about reversing a thought. And I've been struggling with it all week. All week, I'm like, should I cook tonight? Should I cook tonight? Should I cook tonight? And right up until this morning, I took out the black eyed peas. I was like, yes, Tracy, you can cook tonight. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to cook tonight. I think I'm going to cook on New Year's Day. I'm going to cook new food with the new mind, with the new Tracy on New Year's Day. I think that's what I want to do, guys. And I want to go to bed early. If it rains, then I'm going to go to bed early. If it doesn't rain, I'll watch the fireworks. Well, I might be in bed by 11 if it rains. I don't care. I seriously just want to wake up fresh tomorrow. So, going about this thing of money and act before you think, I was with my neighbor, Richard, the one that's madly in love with me, by the way. He looks at me like he loves me. It's hilarious. And I'm always having to remind Richard that he's gay and 90. Oh my God. So I was with Richard in the car and we are at a corner. I've never seen anybody beg for food. Never. Well, that's not true. They bake at the supermarkets, not on the corners, right? And I pass this corner all the time. There's never anybody there. It's a young kid there in his 20s. And he came up to the car and he said, "Do you have money?" Now, I had two 20s on me. And before I met up with this kid, I said, "Look at me with two 20s." I really said that to myself. Lo and behold, we wind up at this corner. This kid comes up. And I normally don't keep money on me. Never. "Oh, Sky, you're cooking tomorrow too?" Oh my God. Yes. Yes. And I said, so he comes up to the car. And my first thought was to give him 20. My second thought was, Richard is going to think I'm a fool. My third thought was, you better give him the 20 before you change your mind. So I grabbed it. I went in my purse and I opened up the 20 because I have this thing about touching hands. And so I opened it up to hand it to him. And of course, Richard sees the 20. And he goes, "I can't believe you just did that." And I knew he was going to try and change my mind or make me feel stupid. And I said, "It's okay, Richard. It's okay." I didn't want to go into explanation. I was like, "It's okay. It's okay." And he's like, of course, Richard doesn't stop, right? He goes, "You just gave somebody money that's wearing brand new sneakers." And I thought, oh, now I felt stupid. I even had regret. And I've even seen the boy at the same corner since, and I have not given him money. One day I was with a guy and we stopped at the corner and the guy gave him money, which I was really surprised about. But it made me happy because I wasn't going to, because I let Richard get inside my head. So now, after reading this passage, right, I feel like it's a message like, stop making people make you feel inadequate. Like, should I cook tomorrow or should I cook tonight? Everybody's cooking tonight, which is fine. But I don't want to cook tonight. I want to cook tomorrow. But I don't even know why. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me. But I'm struggling with cooking tonight. I'm struggling. So I just cook tomorrow. And Sky goes, "That's my thoughts always. Thank you for the confirmation." I guess the confirmation as to whether or not she's cooking tonight and tomorrow or tomorrow. And then she goes, "Cooking tomorrow." Yes. Rhonda goes, "It's okay. It's okay, Tracy. You can cook on your New Year's Day, cause I'm all the food on New Year's Day." Aw, I love that. Okay, guys, I've got readings to do. Let me see if I can just finish this passage quickly. You reach in your pocket to come up with some clothes. You try to vein a quarter or two. Right. Next time, decide to act before you think. Give the money. Go ahead. You got it. And then there's more where that came from. That's the only thought that separates you from the bag lady. You're clear there's more that came from, and she doesn't know. When you want to change a root thought, act in accordance with the new idea you have. But you must act quickly, or your mind will kill the idea before you know it. I mean that literally. The idea, the new truth, will be dead in you before you've had a chance to know it. So act quickly when the opportunity arises. And if you do this often enough, your mind will soon get the idea. It will be a new thought. I'm going to stop here. Wait, no, I won't. Oh, I just got something. Is that's what's meant by the new thought movement? I never heard of that. It's not. It should be. Never thought is your only. New thought is your only chance. It's your only real opportunity to evolve, to grow, to truly become who you really are. Your mind is right now filled with old thoughts. Not only old thoughts, but mostly someone else's old thoughts, which is why I don't want to cook tonight. It's important now. It's time now to change your mind about some things. This is what evolution is all about. Alrighty now. That was good. I pray that next week will be our last week, but maybe, let me see, maybe still 2 more weeks, maybe, depending upon my conversations. I really do hold up the book by giving examples. Whatever, you did the right thing or are doing the right thing. Thank you, Stacy. But from reading this book, it helped me to realize, because I've seen this guy in his corner before. I've never seen this guy in his corner. So sometimes we have to decide that some things are God, right? And maybe God was trying to give me a second chance to give the boy money, and I had refused after the first 20 because of a thought that was put inside me by Richard. Not his fault, but God wants me to think for myself, and God knows how giving I am. And so I'm not allowed to not be a giving person. I understand that now. So when I see the kid, I will have money, even if it's $1 bill, ready. I always keep coins in my car, always, but I'm never not going to give when I see this kid. Never. I will always get money back. Always. Let me leave you with the final thought that I began this show with, and that is one of my group mates that gave us a well ending poetry for the new year. I'm so honored to have the group mates in my life. And she says, "Good day, Gems. As we exit, in parentheses, 2023, I pray for our health, prosperity, protection, gratitude, and happiness during 2024. As we begin a new journey, some people may exit to walk the paths they were destined to. Because if people always made an entrance and never leave, then we would not reach our destination." Wow. Thank you, group mates. Thank you, group mate. This was the best exit into the new year. These words are everything.
Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live.